Oh, sorry. Give me a second. Hi, I'm Scarlett, and this is probably the closest thing I'll ever do to a comic book movie review. Years before Sam Raimi's Spiderman Trilogy, there was Darkman. Written and directed by Raimi, starring Liam Neeson, Frances McDormand, Larry Drake, Colin Friels, and director's brother Ted Raimi in a superb supporting role. Darkman is a comic book adaptation-style action-adventure film made in 1990 with a budget of $14 million. After finishing Evil Dead 2, Raimi expressed keen interest in moving away from horror and adapting a dark superhero comic to the big screen. He spent the next few years pursuing the rights to both Batman and The Shadow, with no success. And once Tim Burton's Batman was released in 1989, the filmmaker thought, you know what? I'll just make my own. Now, I've watched and read a lot of retrospective pieces on Darkman, most of which present it with a kind of earnest seriousness, as a lost classic of sorts. Rightfully so, too. It's a fantastic, well-made, and largely forgotten work. I, however, would like to discuss this film a little less seriously for a change, because while I believe Darkman truly to be one of Raimi's greatest works, it's also bafflingly odd and something of a tonal debacle at points. It's an immensely entertaining film, but it's also kind of a bad movie at the same time. And I really struggle to decipher how intentional the latter aspect is. So, does Darkman live up to its comic movie contemporaries? Let's bandage up and take a look into the darkness.
What is it about the dark? What secret does it hold?
We open on a dockside warehouse where we meet property owner Eddie Black.
Cause he's an asshole!
Having your average business communication.
Tell him no! Tell him no too!
He's preparing for a meeting.
Got some guy coming up who thinks he's gonna muscle me out of my property.
Outside we meet mob boss Durant. Hey, that's like the other movie that I covered like a week ago. Him and the boys get stopped for a weapons check. Just a few then. Durant and co are escorted inside to meet Mr. Black and his small army.
Bum leg?
No leg.
Introductions are made.
I was engaged to a girl once with a wooden leg.
Yeah? What happened?
Had to break it off.
Seems chill.
Alright, cut the crap!
Hey, you made the joke.
I got 3 things to say to you, Durant. 1, I ain't selling my property.
Eddie's not keen to negotiate.
2, nobody muscles Eddie Black.
Like, really not.
And 3, if y'all don't like that, we can cut your balls off.
But Durant's crew gets a leg up. And Eddie unleashes hell.
Take him down!
And by hell, I mean cars bursting out of crates and a guy with an eye patch shooting out a car window? How's your depth perception? Not so good then. Durant and his goons take out everyone in about 30 seconds flat. Eddie, now alone and outnumbered, finally hears Durant's business proposition.
Now, let's consider my points.
Eddie gives Durant a hand.
1, I try not to let my anger get the better of me.
Or some fingers.
I don't always succeed.
Durant doesn't like to negotiate either.
3, I've got 7 more points.
Credits begin as Danny Elfman's score pulses away, but wait a sec. This just sounds like rejected parts of his Batman score from the year before. In fact, he used sections and motifs from the Darkman score in Batman Returns. Not your best work, Danny. We fade in on a well-lit lab where we meet scientist Peyton Westlake and his assistant Yakatito as they feed some photos into some kind of newfangled machine. And they create a nose? They're working on some kind of liquid skin that's totally scientific and definitely makes sense.
Yes, science!
It's going well, but the artificial skin consistently breaks down at 99 minutes.
Why won't the liquid skin last?
Like I said, real science.
Vivification process was easy. Tissue rejection?
With big words and everything.
We're smart guys.
Seems like they're pretty close to a breakthrough.
God, I can almost taste it.
Cut to romantic slideshow. Cute.
Rebel without a clue.
We meet the delightful Julie.
Hey, come here.
And Peyton can't open a dressing gown?
You always wear things that are so difficult to...
Ugh, it feels like watching your parents or something.
Come on, let's dance.
Ugh, this shot kind of looks sus. Oh, okay. He's just watching her sleep. Settle down, Edward Cullen.
Here you go, babe.
Peyton?
Peyton makes a mess while Julie discusses suspect documents over breakfast.
I found some memos when I was researching the von Hoffenstein deal that I don't think I was supposed to find.
Peyton makes Julie late for work and then randomly proposes marriage.
We should get married.
Smooth. Peyton pretty much gets rejected.
I gotta think it over, okay?
Okay, bye! Julie meets with building tycoon Strack.
I've been going over some documents. It's a memo from your office to a Mr. Claude Belisarius.
Colin Friel's accent is something.
Yes, I know the memo.
Strack cops to it immediately.
There were payoffs to the zoning commission. Bribes to call a spade.
With some vague justification?
Take a look at that model, Julie. A building block. A very large building block laid for the future.
It's a model.
Not such a bad dream as dreams go.
Really? Because it looks like a hideous nightmare. Strack continues with his criminal transparency.
I don't run away. I say, so be it.
Who says that like that?
Wanna book me?
Julie plays by the book.
The fact remains that I'm in possession of evidence of the commission of a crime.
Strack gets a little sinister.
Does the name Robert Durant mean anything to you? He's a very dangerous man, Julie. And I fully believe he'd do anything to get his hands on that document.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Back at the lab,
Glucose, right on. We've even checked the collagen conagers.
more science jargon. Suddenly,
The circuit again.
and
99. 100 minutes.
What? The cells. They're holding. They're stable.
Peyton ponders.
What is it about the dark? What secret does it hold?
Foreshadowing.
They're still stable.
Looks like these two are on the edge of a breakthrough. Oh well. Durant and the boys want to know where the memo is.
Tell us where to find the Belisarius memorandum and we shall disappear. Like a nightmare before the breaking day.
But Peyton isn't Julie's secretary.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The boys respond with face-to-glass violence. Classic Raimi shot, Durant ups the stakes.
Should your houseboy's predicament not jog your memory?
Peyton begs for mercy.
For God's sakes, let him breathe.
Durant obliges by way of lackey Rick.
You heard the doctor. Ventilate him.
The boys find the memo.
Bingo.
Probably could have avoided the whole violence and murder thing if you'd just looked around for a sec. Never mind. Looks like it's electrocuted or something, then dunked in a random vat of boiling liquid. Every lab's gotta have one of those. Oh, one of those too. Durant sets a little fire trap for Dr. Westlake.
Bring the Asian's fingers.
It's a bit rough, mate.
Clean through the brain, that's how I like it.
Him and the boys exit with the memo, leaving Peyton crawling for his life. Julie arrives home.
Marry me?
Bit later, reckon. Peyton tries to catch the bird, but... Julie looks on in horror, and we get this... transition. Nice try.
Guy got blown to pieces. All they found was an ear.
So Peyton's dead.
Tiny little piece.
Crispy Bernie, tiny little piece is dead.
Didn't take me long to bury that.
Julie grieves as Mr. Potato Priest approaches. Oh Lord, he coming. Cut to a hospital, I guess? This charming, super tactful doctor,
Personally, I give him a 9 on the buzzard scale.
with great bedside manner, spouts exposition about Peyton's current condition.
Quite simply, we sever the nerves within the spinothalamic tract. There. Which, as you know, transmits neural impulses of pain and vibratory sense to the brain.
Huh, so he's not dead.
You stick him with a pin, and he can't even feel it.
Hey, he's not dead. More exposition featuring the doctor's fancy explaining hand.
It takes the only remaining stimulation it has, the emotions, and amplifies them. Uncontrolled rage is not uncommon.
Why is he spinning? Peyton awakens. Breaks free. Oh, weather sucks, but the dumpster haul is good. Bandaged, trenchcoat-clad Peyton stumbles into the street. that's a bit of a coincidence. Julie isn't keen. Peyton sleeps in a box in a flooding alleyway right next to a drain pipe. In the morning he finds his lab.
My lab.
In pretty bad shape. And finds he's in similar condition.
Oh my God, no. No, no. No, no, no.
He transports his charred lab gear in a shopping trolley. And finds a nice warehouse to squat. Epic shot. Peyton makes a new mate.
Hello, my friend.
Or not.
Home.
The abandoned warehouse's power is on? Nice. And all the lab gear is still fully functional after a giant explosion.
Good.
Random fire pit lighting. Peyton tries to scan his photo into the newfangled machine.
Digitalization in progress.
Please no.
Quadrant A, Quadrant C, unrecognizable.
It seems hopeless when...
Quadrants, extrapolate.
Copy and paste?
Yes, that's it. Clever.
Westlake gets to work in his new lab.
I must perfect the skin.
Science montage! Spinny. He starts to learn the side effects of his current condition.
They took my hand.
No, just the feeling in them. You clearly have hands. Time for a night on the town at the Strack Industries ball. Julie and Strack discuss the notorious memo.
The papers were destroyed in the fire.
And then Strack attempts a courting ritual.
It's called dancing.
Crispy Peyton's not happy. Duran and Rick are hanging out too.
Would you like a martini?
Yes. I would love it.
Peyton remembers. Rick gets face grabbed in an alleyway and has a nice old-fashioned sewer interrogation.
Duran! I told you I didn't make the pickup!
Bandage Boy gets what he needs.
I know, Rick. I know you did. But let's pretend you didn't.
Ouch! The following day, Westlake spies on and photographs Chrome Dome Paulie and Durant's other goons at the pickup point. He's making a Paulie suit. And reveal! Stop motion typing. Weird. Hey, where's the top of Paulie's head in the scan? Peyton drugs and replaces Paulie, making the pickup himself, awkwardly. The boys are looking for Rick.
Durant wants to know where Rick is, and he is hot. I mean, really hot.
Like, seriously.
Paulie, do you know where the hell Rick is?
Real Paulie gets set up.
Paulie, we've been very concerned about you. Real. In first class, how delightful.
He protests.
I've been right here sleeping. Jesus, I swear to God.
Durant's not buying it.
Have a nice flight.
Defenestration! Obvious stunt double is obvious. Why is Peyton Paulie sitting right there? Especially when the skin's about to melt.
No.
Whoops! Batman roof shot.
Oh, God, what have I become?
Back at the secret warehouse lab.
Please hold. Just this once.
Are you doing anything different each time, or...?
What am I? Some kind of a circus freak?
Sorry I asked.
See you dancing freak. Pay $5.
Peyton trashes the warehouse in a blind, uncontrolled rage, but comes to his senses.
I think we should all take a cold tool.
Good news!
Reconstruction program complete.
Now wearing a copy of his old face over the top of his new face, Peyton decides that his tombstone is the best place to approach Julie.
Julie.
Oh.
Peyton's explanation for not being dead is hilariously vague.
I was in a hospital. A coma. Dead to the world. I just need a little time.
Peyton makes up some nonsense about the doctor saying he shouldn't see Julie and that he's doing therapy of some kind.
I feel like a rag doll, all pieced together. You know, my insides are on my outside. If you could only see how I feel inside.
Intentionally vague.
Just like always.
Durant makes a call.
The name isn't Buddy, it's Durant.
He needs money.
And we shall have to call upon Hung Fat. Either he provides the revenues owed to us,
Or else.
or he becomes part of my collection.
Peyton somehow records the entire phone call perfectly from outside of the property.
That would be just fine.
In 1990?
My name isn't Buddy. It's Durant. Robert G. Durant.
Posing as Durant, Peyton holds up a convenience store to get the real Durant arrested before his meeting with Hung Fat, and then takes over the meeting as Durant. But it's been 90 minutes already. Hung Fat is an underwritten character?
So good of you to favor me with your venerated presence.
Bit of a racial stereotype.
I tremble with shame.
Downtown, Durant takes like 2 minutes to get in and out of court.
I could barely get him to post bail. They had the whole thing on video.
Just keep them out of my hair!
And post bail. Fake Durant demands money from Hung Fat.
Till that shining day, may it soon come, when I shall once again honor you with offerings.
Fake Durant isn't having any of it.
You will provide the revenues owed to us by the time I finish this cigar.
Hung Fat folds.
Okay, Bob, you win.
Real Durant gets stuck in traffic.
Get there myself!
Hey, what about the fan?
Eat it!
And causes big trouble in Little China. You got a problem, Durant?
Where the Asian's fingers?
Dios mío, ¿qué pasa? There's two of those son of a bitches.
Double Durant. Bingo Goon
Bingo.
tries to figure out which Durant is legit. But it's soon clear. Durant is pissed.
Mr. Durant, I'm sorry.
The mobsters make chase, but Peyton vanishes, leaving nothing but a bubbly souvenir.
¿Qué está pasando?
Oh, you lucky people. Get ready for the best scene in the movie. Peyton and Julie are having so much fun.
We're going to spend the whole day together.
But then Peyton kills the mood by almost telling the truth.
I gotta tell you something about me.
But
Witness this cruel accident of science with your own eyes.
decides against it. Instead, Peyton tells more hospital lies while playing carny games.
I have my hospital sessions, Jules.
But he's losing control. Peyton wins this stuffed toy for Julie.
The pink elephant, please.
But the carny says no.
I'm sorry, buddy, it don't count unless you're behind the line.
Peyton tries to reason with the nice carnival man.
I was behind the line.
Not hard.
But this carny is playing hardball.
The pink elephant, if you please.
No way.
But Peyton's rage is growing.
I won a pink elephant for my girlfriend.
And when the carny asks him to leave, Peyton finally gets its prize for Julie.
Take it now. Take it. Take the fucking elephant.
Oh no, 99 minutes. That's not good.
Forgive me.
Julie chases Peyton to the warehouse where she discovers his lab and finds his discarded bubbling face.
Why didn't you tell me, Peyton?
Peyton hides in shame.
You should have told me.
Julie confronts Strack.
He's alive. He's back.
While Strack is on the phone, she finds the memo and connects the dots.
I'm sorry you had to find that, Julie.
Strack confesses and reveals himself as the big bad.
You burned Peyton's lab.
Not me, personally.
And he owns the police.
And you'd find the extremely expensive police department quite unsympathetic.
He really likes this city he's building.
You and I, we're building a city.
I wonder what he does with that model when he's alone.
A very large building block.
Creepy time.
You can't pretend that certain moments haven't passed between us. We still have that.
Julie gives an awkward goodbye.
If you're not going to kill me, I have things to do.
Durant enters.
I have good news and bad.
Strack informs Durant that Peyton is alive.
Westlake? He's extinct. I saw to it myself.
Julie leads the mob straight to the warehouse by accident. Julie! That's Bruce Campbell of Evil Dead fame's voice yelling Julie there. They converge on the lab. I really like cackling machine gun guy's suit. Peyton flees over rooftops, while Durant shoots grenades at him from a helicopter. Like a lot. Westlake narrowly escapes back inside.
Oh, you've got to be shitting me.
And a couple of goons enter to find his fake skin collection. Sneak attack! This guy pops out. Mission Impossible 2? Peyton approves.
Good shooting.
Durant's helicopter briefly lands on the roof, and Westlake attacks! He pulls the mobster downstairs with the old switcheroo. Peyton drops onto a wired hook hanging from the chopper.
You're next, Durant!
A police helicopter joins in on the action. Peyton pops in on some workers in the city business district.
Excuse me.
Durant tries to lose the cops.
Police coming straight from the underground.
The chopper continues trying to shake Westlake. Durant is done with the police presence.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Durant loses it and starts blowing up random cars on the freeway. While our hero hooks the chopper to a fast-moving truck. And... Strack has Julian meets fake Durant at the building site.
Look like hell, Robert. That son of a bitch Westlake malfunctioned my helicopter. How terrible for you.
He's clearly not convinced, but plays along.
He's a cockroach. You think you kill him, and he pops up someplace else.
Strack randomly starts opening up about his last marriage.
My wife, late wife, held certain deeds. I sent her on a plane trip over the Smokies. Let's just say I landed on my feet.
And talks family with Durant.
I'm glad you survived, Robert. I'd hate to see your kids deprived of a role model.
They do look up to me.
650 feet down!
Or repeat the same shot of about 15 feet over and 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 over. Strack pones Westlake.
You don't have any kids, Robert. You truly are one ugly son of a bitch.
This guy keeps talking.
I destroyed to build something better.
Can't take him anywhere.
Look about you. It's all mine. Because I built it. I built it all!
Great job. Strack tries to win Peyton over with a job offer.
We should be working together.
With perks.
And if you still want her, I'll throw in Julie. Sound good?
Peyton disappears.
Oops.
Sneak attack! Is this like a signature move or something? Where did he even come from? An angry mobster drops Julie off the building's edge. And she snags her restraints but manages not to get impaled or cut in half. Look how far those things are sticking out.
You're going down, Burnhead!
Bolt gun cam! Peyton gets nailed, but Strack gets petty.
She doesn't date freaks.
And Peyton gets his rage on. Julie plummets.
Julie!
Bruce Campbell again. Peyton swings in and saves Julie while Strack has the best time shooting bolts at everybody. Strack gets the boot, but Westlake catches him.
Go ahead! Do it! Do it, Westlake!
I don't think that's such a good idea.
Dropping me! It's not really an option for you. It's not something you can live with.
I'm learning to live with a lot of things.
With the ordeal over, Julie and Peyton descend back down to ground level, where Julie tries to convince him to stay.
I want our life back.
Peyton has changed, though.
As I worked in the mask, I found the man inside was changing. He became wrong. A monster.
And has to leave on his own.
I can live with it now, but I don't think anyone else can.
Julie calls out after Peyton one last time, and he finally tells her the truth.
Peyton is gone.
Better late than never.
Call me Darkman.
Bruce Campbell is Darkman! Raimi's initial idea for Darkman was simple, a man who could change his face. From there, he essentially created his own comic book anti-hero. Equal parts Phantom of the Opera and comic book action schlock, the concept was heavily inspired by the Universal horror movies of the 1930s and 40s. In large part because, in the words of Raimi, they made me fear the hideous nature of the hero and at the same time drew me to him. I went back to that idea of the man who is noble and turns into a monster. That last part pretty much sums up the story of Peyton Westlake and his transformation, both inside and out into the figure known as Darkman, a tale of loss, identity, grief, anger, injustice, and finally acceptance. The film creates an interesting balance between its elements, which, while a concoction all of its own, doesn't always work. Unless, of course, you have a passion for bad movies like myself.
Take the fucking elephant!
All the stand-up performances really are from the bad guys.
I built it all!
Not you. Yeah, these guys. It almost feels like the film is a joke that only the mobster cast are in on. They go to town, chew the scenery, go, in the words of another much more popular YouTuber, Larry Drake's Durant steals the show with his calculated and formidable, yet often understated performance. The three kind of central roles in the film, however, feel kind of weirdly miscast to me. Neeson was favoured by the studio over far more suitable B-horror legend Bruce Campbell. Frances McDormand was cast for her strength and individuality, but pretty much ends up relegated to damsel in distress by the final act. McDormand herself has since stated that Julie may have been a miscasting. While a fantastic actress in films like Fargo, a melodramatic schlock action damsel, she is not. Colin Friels as well.
Wanna book me?
At the end of the day, what really makes Darkman memorable are elements like Sam Raimi's energetic direction and filming style, Bill Pope's amazing cinematography, the 90s state-of-the-art special effects, the immensely quotable dialogue, and the absurdly rewindable moments.
Bingo!
A truly exhilarating third act and a well-framed story that, in my opinion, helped lay the groundwork for the modern comic book film adaptation. A solid action-adventure schlock with healthy lashings of old-fashioned horror, Darkman isn't perfect by any means.
Oh, you've got to be shitting me.
But the things that are bad about it don't really hinder the film.
Excuse me.
They just make it more entertaining. I grew up watching this film over and over with friends, rewinding all the silliest moments.
You're going down, Burnhead!
It holds a very special place in my B-movie loving heart, and I'm giving it 9 pink elephants out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing. You can also become a trash supporter at Patreon. Also, if you have any horror buff friends, feel free to share a video with them. Until next time, goodbye, don't die.